are back with me. Thank you so much for joining. Of course, you know, since it's Libra season, I have to be extra. Y'all know it. I'm y'all favorite Libra. So I had to get a little extra sexy, maybe a little nasty. And I had to get Miss Doc Phoenix up in here to answer some of my questions. I had my assistant ask some questions and everything. So here she is, Miss Chantel Parker. What you want to just call you, Doc, Miss Parker?
You can just call me
Doc, Doc Parker.
Doc Phoenix.
You know, all right, Doc Phoenix. Here we go. So we're just going to go ahead and roll up into it because we're going to talk about some things today.
All right, I'm ready to talk about
So
some things.
I just want you to go ahead and introduce yourself, let everybody know exactly what I brought for them today.
Hey, y'all, I'm Doc Phoenix, and I'm happy to be here today to talk about some, sexy things. So I am a sexologist, and I'm a liberation guide, and I just enjoy talking to people about living their most authentic and liberated lives. Actually, when I started off as a liberation guide because I needed to have a safe transition into what I was doing, but then I realized that I like sex so much.
Really?
And not just the act, but the science of and everything. So I was like, hey, I need to take this further. And that's exactly why I became a sexologist, to talk more about the science of sex, the psychology of
so
sex.
you saying you was trying to get in there because to go with what you was doing, what you was getting into?
So I've always been intrigued by sex. Ever since I was very young.
Good.
So it's something that's always been within me. So I guess I would call it my calling. I'll be telling people this is my ministry.
Baby.
So I just feel like I am stepping fully into hallelujah, praise him. I'm stepping fully into that at this point. So
I love that. So you sit there and everything. One of the things I love that I read about is with one of your parties, they got to come backstage down in the valley.
Oh
You
yes,
let them do a little peeking and see what was going on. How was that?
It was an amazing experience. I remember when the opportunity was first presented, I was a little bit nervous because I do still work in education.
You still got you outside of this.
So
You
I
know,
had
this is
to,
your-
I had to be very careful. But one thing I wanted people to see is that Black people are doing kink, because most people think that kink is like white people shit. I think there's a whole bunch of ignorance around it. And so I wanted people to see on a national platform that Black people are doing this stuff. And of course, I didn't know how it was going to be portrayed, but I think they were very tasteful in telling people's story and even what they did, like in my home at the kink party. So that was amazing to see.
I've seen it. All right, so I absolutely love that. I was watching Down in the Valley before, and I'd already seen it before I even knew who he was. And after that, I went and watched it again. I said, I understand that was a good episode. So I said, I was so proud of you for that, and that was really good. So that obviously has to open some doors.
Not really for me. I was really more of a background person. I just wanted people to see that Black people are doing this. So I didn't speak in it at all. I did make a few appearances, like at the Naked Bike Ride, because we've been doing that for some time. And, you know, the fact that they actually got to come in my home and see people who were willing to be shown on television because they're part of the community. And, you know, people are really
shy, prudish.
And it's not just that, like, people live secret lives, you know? And I understand why. I know when I first started going to parties, or I would go to Colette's or Jasmine's, like, everything I wanted to do was in New Orleans or somewhere else, because I was like, I don't want people knowing my business here. So I was thankful that some of them were actually okay.
And it was okay indulging in that and everything. So, I think if I did that, I'd be like, this me. So we got to circle back to Naked Bike Rides.
Yes.
What? When? How? Where?
So anybody who knows me knows that I do not like clothes. Like, if I could be naked all the time, I would be naked. I've never had a problem with my body. Like, you gonna see all this. If you don't like it, don't look. So several years ago, I was told about a Naked Bike Ride, and I thought it was a joke. But we ended up going. This was like 6 or 7 years ago, and it's been just like a continuous thing. And I've also been to the one in St. Louis. So it's a
Nice.
international thing, and the whole purpose of the naked bike ride is to really focus on like safety. So if you ever see these white bikes around town, those are called like ghost bikes.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we're on our phones, we don't pay attention to people who are riding bikes. So the whole purpose of it was really to bring visibility to safety for
'Cause
riders.
you see somebody naked walk past, ride past you, baby. You better make sure you hit your brakes because you might be getting the insurance deductible. But yes, I'm definitely looking, trying to get my phone.
They do it every June in New Orleans. Usually coincides with like Pride.
So
around that time.
naked, like naked.
You can be completely naked.
Completely naked.
It's as bare as you dare, but it's kind of evolved to where it's been more about like body positivity. But its true roots were in bike safety and awareness. But yeah, you could be completely nude. There's police escorts. They tell you like be as bare as you dare because I mean public nudity is illegal.
Yes.
But I don't think there's ever been any issues as long as people just kind of like stay with the group,
and that's what they're for, and they're not just out there being a nuisance and all that. So, oh my God! And when was this again?
It's every June in New Orleans.
In New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Like I want to say the second week in June.
I'm gonna be definitely
It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, put me on one of those sexy little eye mask, and that's all I'm gonna have on.
And that's all you need.
Yes, especially if this gym stuff work out. I'm trying to tell you, I might have to put on some heels and a mask.
Okay, heels on a bike.
Cute. That'd be cute.
I don't know how safe that is, though.
No, I mean, how far are y'all going? It's like a couple miles.
It's a few miles.
Yeah. I don't know, long as you know.
But if you could do
I
it,
got the little cute little pedal. I might have to do my
do
little
your thing. Do your thing.
Okay, so you be going to sex clubs. You not only go to them, I know you host them, and we gonna get into that in a minute. But I was intrigued that you're going around to different cities, states, and you're visiting their sex clubs.
Yes.
So, wow, how's that?
This is a vision of mine. I call it sexpeditions. And so sexpeditions are basically like field trips. I come from a background of education, so I base a lot of my stuff on what I've been taught. Yes. So they're basically field trips. So, I mean, the closest one here to us is Colette to New Orleans. So,
and they're still open?
They're still open.
So I used to want to go there. I think I read about it, and it was like some like no panty Tuesday, Friday, something like that interest. I was like,
they do. I think it is on Fridays. They have something like almost every day of the week, like newbie night on Wednesdays.
I haven't been there yet, and I want to go.
You gotta go.
I do want to go. I haven't decided like if I could go by myself or if I want to wait to have somebody to go with me. But like, I want to see what it's like. Like the interest has intrigued me for years. It really has.
I would say it depends on the kind of experience you want. So if you want to kind of go just to see, like, feel the vibe, you don't want to be like pressured. Because I've gone there by myself before. Like, I love learning. Like, I study people. So you go there. I don't play. Like,
girl,
that's not really my thing.
Like, oh, okay. Got you. All right.
Why are people around this thing? It's cool. You should definitely go. And I'll be going soon, so I can let you know about it.
Do let me know. Do let me know, because that'll make it, I'm going to be right and be nice. I wouldn't mind going on a night with no panties, and all that and everything. We could definitely, I'm down.
It's a cool experience. And so I just like going like to different places, making connections with people who are also doing something very similar to I'm doing. Again, just connecting with more Black people who are doing kinky shit, and then just visiting places. Like anytime I travel, I usually make it a point to visit something sex related, and that's to make like connections or just to learn more.
Just to learn more. You never know. Some people get down in the DM, and they little, no matter where you at, some people really do.
It doesn't. I've actually created a little book to tell you like different sex venues in different states.
Oh,
so
that's
my
just
goal
what I was
to
going to
expand
ask
that.
you. I love that. I was going to ask, so not like to say that one was better than the other, but like which one, if you had to suggest everybody has to go experience this sex club?
I don't have a whole bunch under my belt. I would say if you're in Louisiana, definitely go to Colette's. They have Colette's in like Houston and Dallas or whatever. Each one has a different vibe, and I will even say I've been to the one in New Orleans numerous times, and it's just different on different nights. So it kind of depends on you, your
what you're
vibe, the
looking
vibe of the
for.
night, like the location, the demographics of the location.
that's
So you kind of have to pay attention to all of that. So I would just say, kind of know where you're going.
So were you going to sex clubs before you started your own sex club?
I was. I've been going, I would say at least for the last 13 years.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, pro it out. All right, you definitely need to go with me my first time. Show me the words. I think I feel a little more comfortable. I'm taking a pro with me. Okay.
I don't know
Yes,
about the
I
pro.
like
It's
that.
cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I
It's
like
cool.
that. Kink parties. You go to them?
I do. I really enjoy
like-
kink parties.
Really?
Have you ever been to one?
Never.
Okay.
I haven't. I'm interested.
Okay.
I am very interested.
All right.
So, the ones you go alone? You take someone?
I'm a loner, so
You're a
I
loner?
do go to a lot of kink parties by myself, and sometimes I take other people with me. But it's just one of those other liberating type experiences. Most places you go to, there is like a vetting process. So, if you're interested, I'll have to get with you. There's usually like an application, and each one is different. Like some people's vetting process is you have to come with somebody who's already a member, and that person is responsible for you.
Until they get to know you.
Until they get to know you, yes.
Okay.
Some people you fill out an application and you may do a background check. Some you just show up. Some you have to go to what we call a munch. And a munch is a vanilla event where you just go. You're just out eating, drinking with like-minded people.
So
maybe
just in the
learning a few
daytime,
in
and
the
they like,
daytime.
like a little brunch munch.
Correct.
And y'all just seeing each other in the light, so to speak, instead of
Yes.
in the dark.
Yeah.
Kind of vetting each other. Now, I've seen some of these vetting applications. I think they should be dating applications. Because, they literally ask what softness you like, what hardness you like, what's your safe words, what makes you cry, what in sex makes you mad. And I think we need all that in dating application because we want to know, if I'm doing this and you mad and all of a sudden we can't do this. I think that's, wow.
But then I think you could copy it. And when you get ready to vet a partner, just in regular life, because it's the same thing. It's like when you're meeting people, anybody, like, you vetted me technically before I met you.
Yeah,
so it's just
if
doing
it
a little background and a little research. So if you find something you like on an application, then you bring it out and you ask the person you are considering dealing with. Same
And
thing.
everything about it is very consensual, right?
Yes.
So, everything, is not like a unsafe environment that anyone's walking into, or like you just got to go in there and it's just going to be a big orgy fest and all that. If you choose for it to be.
Yes.
But all of them aren't sexual intercourse orientated or anything like that, right? Sometimes
No.
you just go and it could just be
And like I
vibe.
said, just like the club, it's always different vibes. Like I've been to people's parties multiple times, and each time has been different. So sometimes there's no sex involved. Sometimes there's an orgy with several people. Sometimes people are just playing games, talking to like-minded people. It's just different every time, but what's always consistent is an amazing time with like-minded people who enjoy just being themselves or being free. So it's a great environment to be in.
Because that's the reason I always thought that I wouldn't mind and would love to go to a sex club, because I done been in a regular club and we drinking and we dancing and we touching, and I be wanting to go a little further sometimes right there. So I'm interested in it because I am dying to get it in at the bar. Is that like, do they have that option? Like you could be sitting at the bar and I could be making out with my man and we could get into it right there?
So at parties, you would definitely have that.
parties.
Usually at a club, they have like a separate area for the bar. And you could be down there kind of like doing your thing, but not necessarily having sex at the bar. But then there are other places you can go because oftentimes, like one area is like a club. Like it looks like a
Yeah.
regular old club when you walk in. People there dressed whatever. And then you go to different sections and you see people walking around naked, sucking dick, fucking, having
sex
multiples,
rooms.
doing
I
whatever.
Heard you could watch. You could sit behind the glass and you could watch other people having sex and everything. Like you don't have to be an engager. You could be. Some people just like to watch. And
You could be a voyeur and you could just
voyeur,
watch, or you
okay.
could be an exhibitionist. You could drop down to your knees in the library and start sucking on dick. You could suck on this
just
dick
let it
and that
go
dick,
and let
whatever
it
is that
stand
you want to
and
do.
suck
Yes.
a swallow and spit it out if you feel like it.
Whatever
Take
you-
one and go to the other.
Whatever
So
you
whatever you
desire.
choose. And like, do you just walk up to somebody and just start talking to them, or you could just, I mean, somebody I got this booty. They gonna be walking up to me just smacking my booty, or, you know, like.
That's a great question because a common misconception, especially when you're dealing with lifestyle in the community, is that people just, it's like a free for all. But usually it's not like that. I found that people in the lifestyle are usually very safe. Everything is done in consent. Like they realize that they want people to respect them.
Yeah.
So you may have ass and titties out, your ass might be looking nice. Nobody should just walk up to you and touch you because you haven't given them permission to do so.
Okay.
So I found in most spaces that people respect that because there is like this mutual respect going on. And honestly, you probably feel safer in those spaces than just a regular club.
Right.
When somebody kind of like acting like they're
Yeah,
passing
you
against
turn
you
around and they be like,
Right.
nah, no one of y'all just smacked my ass. Who was it? Why you thought you could, you got dressed to come do that?
It's usually
Why?
very safe. And
You thought you could come booty grab today?
people
Why
be
you
having like
looking at
fucked
that?
up like that.
No, just sit there. Because, I mean, I got it out there, baby. Enjoy the eye candy. That's what it is.
But don't
But
touch
if I
my
don't
shit.
tell you you can lick it, smack it, rub it down, please don't.
Oh no.
Please don't. That's my business. So I want to tell you if I want you to do that. So we keep throwing this word kink around.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to find out. Now I feel like I'm a freak. I feel like I'm freaky. So I'm trying to figure out like what's kinky, and like is kinky the same thing as like being a freak, and is that also the same as being a swinger?
Okay. I would say all of those are considered to be like lifestyle terms, but they are different things. So tell me how
Okay.
you would define freak. What would be a freak to you?
For me, I'm nasty. One, I just like to get into it. I love it. I don't care where our mouth's been after. I still want to kiss. I like to be choked a little bit. I don't mind my hair pulled, smacking me. And I didn't know that I liked a little finger, not in, but just rubbing around. Like, let me have some liquor in me and it get kind of, and I just be like, oh. So, I feel like I'm freaky and everybody can't have that. I don't get it to everybody. But,
So that would be kinky.
So that's kinky.
That's kinky. Like, so usually it's either vanilla or it's kinky. And vanilla is your traditional missionary sex, lights on between a man and
Lights
a
on.
woman. No, lights off. I'm
Oh,
sorry. Most
okay.
people-
Man, why you? I mean,
Lights
I want
off.
to see it, but sometimes I might make a face I wasn't ready for you to
You
see.
don't fucking light?
Not in a long time. I
Ooh,
have.
I like eye contact.
I have.
I need to see you.
I do like that though.
Yes.
I do like that. I like that more so when I'm riding though. When I'm riding, I want you to look at me. I want you to understand. I want you to, and I wouldn't. I like a man that doesn't mind me doing a little choking on him while
Okay, so
I'm
you are
riding.
definitely kinky.
So.
So you could use it interchangeably.
Most
kink or
men
freak.
need to know it makes it a little harder. And when it's harder, because most of the time when you ride and men don't understand, it gets a little soft. So I'd be like, hold up, let me put you in a chokehold, and it gets a little, and it gets a little harder right back, and I like that. So that makes it better for me, because other than that, I like riding, but I don't want to ride a gummy bear. So,
That's
I
important.
found out that little choking thing, I didn't surprise one before.
I
and he
was about
like,
to ask you that. Is it like the element of surprise or what?
It was, and the first time I did it, it was kind of element surprise because I had heard about it, and I ain't tell my husband, but I had heard about it, and he was like, but after he's like,
I like
I like that.
I like
I
that.
said, I like that you like that. I said, okay, that's good. I said, you give it back a little bit, so I don't mind it up front, from behind, whatever.
So That's
But,
kinky.
you know, so
That
it's
is
kinky.
basically what you would describe as like kinky. You've done
So
several other things.
way past vanilla.
You are way past vanilla.
Way past vanilla. This chocolate is way past vanilla. Gotcha.
And you asked about swingers. So swingers would fall under the, I guess I would say ethical non-monogamy umbrella. So swingers are people who may not just necessarily have like outside partners, but they may like to go to clubs every time, like a swingers club, and they may like switch up or they do something with other people and then they go back to their regular lives. So swingers would be more like that.
So it's more kind of a partner switch up kind of thing, more so.
Kind of like that.
You kind of mostly need a partner kind of to be a swinger, maybe.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
make it a swinger.
Yeah.
Or you can be, there's so many, this is a term for everything. So you'll find some other people at swingers clubs too, because partners like to switch, and there's so many different ways they could do that. And sometimes they like to bring a third person in, and so a woman would be considered like a unicorn, and she may be for like both of them. Usually
okay,
it's a
I get that
bisexual woman.
unicorn rarity. Okay, I get it.
And
I get
then
it.
for like males, it may be like a dragon or a bull or something like that.
Okay, so if it's a woman and two men, and it's a dragon.
Well, if the couple, like this already established unit, brings somebody else in, like a third, then that
Okay.
particular person would be called it, or they just call them the third.
Bump a
It just
threesome.
depends.
We didn't graduated from threesomes. We don't even use that little plain
We still
high
use it.
school
We still
elementary
use
word
it.
no more. You
we
know.
still use it. But it's just so many times for so many different
That
things.
just changes things up.
It
'Cause,
does.
baby, I started watching some of your YouTubes, and I was looking at your most recent one, that butt stuff, and I was like, I don't even do butt stuff. I mean, like I said, I don't mind a little, a little finger around my little hole a little bit. That's like, I was shocked at first, but I was just like, okay, all right. But, I was looking at it. It seemed like more of it was pertaining more to kind of men. A lot of it. I was really interested in the milking. And I was
the
like,
prostate.
yes. I was like, and then I started thinking, what I ask some men, y'all get a prostate exam. Does this happen? So, does that happen? Or you don't know? I don't even know if you know if that happens.
Well,
but
no, I've heard stories of it happening before, because that's where men's pleasure lies. So it's a very
that's their
taboo
G spot
It-
where ours is.
It's up in there. Like it's very pleasurable for them. So you do meet men sometimes who are open enough to say, hey, I want to explore that. And if they're not, like that's their thing, that's their boundary, that's fine. But it's very pleasurable. I mean, I know for me personally, anal feels good. So it's supposed to feel better for them. And then it's kind of like taboo. So if they feel safe and comfortable enough to want to have it done, like, why not? Go for it.
That's what I said there say. I mean, because
Have you
even
had
with
anal?
the. Oh my
Oh,
God.
you said just fingers around.
No. It was a long time ago. It was by accident. And it's just slippery. And we was going at it, me and my ex-husband and everything. And he slipped in there and we did. I was like, and he was like, well, can I? And I was like, I don't know. And I said, well, by experience, I heard that if you stay still and let me slide on it, and I ain't gonna lie, it was good, but it goes right back so small, and it was painful when it first went in. I said, and I told him, you got one rule. Once it's out,
That's it.
it's out. This ain't the JJ. You will not slip and slide back up in this no entry area. So, but I ain't gonna lie, why it was there,
It's pleasurable.
it was quite pleasurable. But I was just too nervous, and I've always been too scared to do it again because of it, So I was just like, okay, and no one's asked, so I said, let me just leave that alone. We don't even have those conversations, so.
I feel like you have a lot of stuff on your list that you want to do.
I do,
And I
because
think
I
you should
really
do it.
do want to be tied up.
You should do all of it.
I am very,
I was at
very
a party this
intrigued by
weekend,
bondage.
and there was a guy who was doing some bondage, and it was beautiful. Like I just think it's like a beautiful art, and it feels good. Like if you like pressure, like they can do it a little bit tighter, and you just have something like kind of hugging you and holding you.
So, is it only that you're just being tied up? Is there sex while you're tied up?
So a lot
Like-
of time with kinks, it's not even always just about the sex. It's just about the intimacy of the act, the art. And people have different reasons why they do different things. Some people actually like to not be in control. So if you're bound, like you've relinquished control at this point to someone. So just think about, as cliche as it is, somebody who is oftentimes very powerful in their regular lives. Like they just want to go and just like relinquish control.
Yes, and not think.
And not
have
think.
nothing on their mind.
And sometimes
get
it's just
pleasure.
very soothing. Like I thought it would be aggravating to, I don't know rope very well, but I've taken a few classes. I thought that I would be frustrated trying to tie these knots, but it's meticulous, but it's kind of soothing. And to have it done to you is quite soothing. So just imagine being like blindfolded or taking away one of your senses and just having.
And that's what
you
I want to do.
do
Like
everything. You need to try all the
I
things.
am so intrigued, but like even watching like, you know, we go like 50 Shades of Grey, like that really had me like. And when I'm in the mood, see, I don't like porn. I like movies. You know, I like a plot. I think that the porn has too corny of a storyline for me. Like, I want to get into it when I get into the characters. And I'm warming myself up, even if I'm doing self-pleasure. You know, while they getting into it and they're talking, I'm warming myself up so by the time they get into it, I'm getting into it. Might have to pause, rewind, or something like that.
I
but
don't want no plot. I need straight fucking.
no, I need my foreplay. I need my
Everybody enjoys
foreplay.
something different. I need you to get to the point.
I
As a
need
matter
my
of fact, if
foreplay.
you do too much talking, I'm fast forwarding this shit and get to the point.
Sometimes, but then I'm sorry. I know I'm nice and moist and tight, and you're not gonna last that long with me. So I need to be a little bit more warmed by the time we get into that, so that maybe I could come with you. But if I'm not even warmed up to it and all that, like I'm in the mood, but I gotta get there too.
Oh, you talking about with a partner? I hadn't watched porn with a partner forever.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that or without. But I mean, now have you had the thing? I want to ask you: do you know any knowledge about using your toys, and as much as I use mine, and it taking longer to reach your climax? Like, I feel like the more...
You mean like you may come accustomed to it, and so if
Yes.
you don't use it,
No, like using it too much,
so
it seems like it's taking longer and longer and longer to actually reach that climax. And I've had other women tell me the same thing.
I've read and heard different things on it. Some people will say it desensitizes you. So I guess if you think about, you need your clitoris stimulated most times in order to orgasm. If you're used to this thing and no human can move that fast, then when you get some other type of sensation, your body is so used to or accustomed to that thing that it may make it harder. So actually, I know at one point, several years back, like I just kind of weaned myself off of my vibrator because a human doesn't do that. And so at some point I started having different kinds of orgasms anyway. Like they may say it all goes down to the clitoris or clitoral orgasm, but
It doesn't.
it doesn't. Like you can have all kind of different orgasms.
I need to know
So
this.
to
I
answer
need to
your question,
experience this.
I think oftentimes when you do it and you've done it for so long, if you try and do something other than and your body is used to a certain sensation,
Yeah.
it does make it harder. But you can kind of like wean yourself back off. I will say that's a very controversial answer because some people say it, you can't.
And
Some people say you do.
can.
But your body changes anyway.
I feel like my rose is taking too long, too. I feel like it's taking longer for me to, you know, like, it's like, or maybe I'm getting impatient by the time I get there or something.
You may
But I
have to
just
switch
feel
it up
like-
because your body changes. The things you enjoy, like one thing, one day you may have enjoyed having your nipples sucked really hard, and then at some point, maybe every 3 to 6 months, you have
just
different
might want 'em
desires.
just licked
Something's
on,
different.
maybe
so
not
your body may
touched.
be asking you for something totally different, like a different sensation.
Oh, and I'm not listening.
So listen to your
Okay.
body. Listen to your body.
Okay, so when you sitting there, you talking about all this. One thing I wonder, you talking about all these different ways about coming, and you say you start coming all kind of different ways. So you squirt?
I have traditionally squirted before. I'm not like I don't do it
haven't.
like all the time. Like that's not one.
So
of,
it's
like,
about
my
you
things.
control it with your body?
I'm not gonna say you control it. I know what it takes to make me squirt. It's something very specific for me.
What? Oh, you don't want to tell us? Because I'm interested. I just want to know, like, how do women, like, I have not done this. And and I got a part 2 to this question about what it is, but I just want to know, like, first, I mean, you don't have to tell us. We want to know what it is. We want to know what your little spot is, but, you might not want to tell everybody. Have you had anybody else tell you how they squirt, or?
Yeah, like it's several people who teach on it. I don't necessarily do it. I know what it does for me.
For you.
But you technically just have to get to your G spot, and it needs to be stimulated. And I think you need to be in like a certain mindset to be able to do it, and you have to let your body do what it is gonna do.
I be telling people that orgasm is so mental.
It is. Oh
It
my
is
God,
really
it's very
mentally.
much so mental.
And I think if your mind ain't in the right place, that's why and that might be why me and my Rose are not getting along lately. Because maybe that's why, maybe I'm thinking about other stuff too much, or I'm somewhere else, or
Oh, you can't do that.
I might not be
You blocking
engaged.
your own
Or
orgasms.
blocking my blessings.
Not your blessing.
Oh my God, cannot be doing that, girl.
So you gotta start setting the mood. You gotta start doing something a little bit different. You gotta clear your mind before
And
you
yeah,
get in
get
that
to
space.
there. Okay, maybe I need to romanticize myself and get
Like,
in my
make
zone.
love to
I
yourself.
might be really sitting there. I might be literally thinking about everything and all my tasks on my to-do list or something. Maybe I am, or maybe I was thinking about the couple on TV. I don't know what I was thinking about, but I probably
No,
was.
turn on some music, clear your mind, set the scene, touch yourself.
I
Don't
might
even
have to
use your
practice some of
toys.
this tonight.
Don't use your toys. Start touching yourself
Mm.
with your hand. Use different type of sensations.
I usually only do that when I'm driving, but okay. All right. That's it. Traffic, I be bored. Don't let me get on my playlist. I do. I be wet and I
With your toy, or
smell
you just
my
be fingering yourself?
yeah, just fingering myself. I do be having my Rose and my purse, and it goes with me. And if I leave the club and feeling like it right then, I will in the parking lot, and then drive myself home, come go to bed, because I don't feel like losing what I feel
In the moment.
Yes.
Perfect. I love it.
I just be like, I charge it, I take it with me, and leave it under my little console and do my little thing. But so with this squirting thing, is this what is he? Yes. See, you knew what I was gonna ask.
I knew when you said I wanna know.
Is it cum? Is it pee? Is it
So that
a
one
mixture?
is always another controversial type thing, because there is urine in it. So I guess there are some
Okay.
traces of urine in it, but it comes from a different place, and it don't taste like pee.
It don't
look
taste like, okay, and it don't taste like it. So it ain't
is
nothing
not.
like
There
a golden
there
shower
are
or nothing
traces-
like that.
No, it's not.
Nothing
There
like
are
that.
traces of it in there, but it's coming from a totally different spot,
Totally
and
different
it's not
spot.
urine.
All right. So you've obviously never had a trouble reaching your climax?
I'm not gonna say that, because, like you said,
Yeah.
sex is very mental, and I would say that's
Sometimes.
a big part of why I'm so passionate about the things that I teach. Because, like you said, you can have so much stuff on your mind. Everything could be going on in the world, and I felt like I was blocking my orgasms at one point until I really understood what was pleasurable to me. Until I got out of my head, and once I got out of my head and understood
to
where
me.
my pleasure derived, then I was able to have the most amazing orgasms. So
I feel like you was preaching to me. I feel like you was just meant to, like, I was in a drought and I'm in a rut, and I just feel like you was just here to help me release my mind, to release.
so you gotta set the mood, set
I
the
do.
tone, feel on yourself, make
feel
yourself
that.
feel sexy. Get you a little
Let me
drink,
get a little-
get you
yeah,
a
let
little
me get
smoke,
ready for the
whatever,
night.
whatever.
What's that Gucci man saying? Somebody bitch getting fucked this evening. Hey, hope so. So, are you single?
I am single.
You are single.
But I do know how to get my needs met.
You know how to get your needs met. So you have your boo thing and everything, or whatever your what they call it now. They your yeah. So now,
I don't call it none
like,
of that.
yeah, that's my yeah.
I know how to get my needs met appropriately with the appropriate people.
What turns you on the most?
Intellect.
Girl, I ain't gonna lie. A man that knows the difference between two, and two.
All of it.
It's like, when was the last time you read a book? I know, I mean, you can read it on the internet. You could, listen. I know everybody was like happy to get out of school, but we shouldn't have let none of education stop there.
It should.
Because stop WYDing me and that's all you got. Like, you ain't got nothing else intellectual to say, nothing else. What you doing? Wondering why you saying what you doing, and that's all you got.
And that's
you
all some people
and they don't know how to flirt.
And
like,
that just
talk
doesn't do
to
it for me. It doesn't.
Me neither. It don't. So what's your spot?
My back. I can be out sometimes, and people, how people just
come and that little gentle, and you just do that. Baby, I might take you to the back of this club. We might have to go sit under the table over here. I've always thought, like, you watch movies and everything, and I'm like, could I have sex in a public bathroom? They'd be so nasty, but if it was a clean one and I was really feeling it, would I? Have you? Oh, look, she got to think of all the places. Like, where you done been?
I have fucked in the bathroom. Yes, I have had sex in the bathroom before, and it was pretty great.
That spur of the moment. Now, see, that's quickie, yummy. I don't need no foreplay for that. Yeah. That could be that quickie. And that's why I sit there and say, like, sometimes I've been in the club and just wanted to just have him touch me somewhere, or us be able to do something more, and can't go in their bathroom. So that's what intrigues me about the sex clubs. So I'm just like, I might have to go, but I don't want to go by myself, and then all of a sudden I'm all turned on, and there's nobody there that I really want to just yeah me, and
that's always a thing. You may not find anybody you're
and then all of a sudden I'm turned on and I'm back in the car with Rose on my way home.
Well, then you can create your own scene. You could be in the club with Rose and do your own thing, and then you could. There's certain codes to where people can just watch you, and like that may. If you playing with yourself out in the car, I'm sure some trucker or somebody looking at you. So
I mean,
obviously you enjoyed it. You can do your own little scene by yourself. You don't have to deal with anybody else.
I could, huh?
Yeah.
I really could, and just let it be. Girl,
so make sure you go prepared. Take your toy with you, just in case. If you get turned on and nobody tickles your fancy, then you could just please yourself.
I could do that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be me, you, and I'm gonna put Rose in my little special little purse, and and if I need to be excused, I don't think I ain't gonna go because I think I'm gonna like being watched. I'm
so you may be
nervous about it, but I would be in my zone, obviously, to put myself in this place. So, I'm thinking that I'm ready. I'm open. I'm very open-minded. So,
a sexpedition we shall have.
Let's explore. All right, Miss Phoenix. One thing I want to ask you is, I see you have some toys, but is this one of your favorites?
I would say this is one of my favorites.
One of your favorites? I've never used a wand.
Historically, I've never been a toy person, but I can tell you, I got my first vibrator when I was either 16 or 17. So I was used to using one very early on. But now that I'm older, and my body has changed. Like the wand is always good. And it doesn't have to be this particular one. Like I have one that I actually
cute. I like that.
This one I haven't used. I mean, I don't use it. I just use it for like show because it's pretty. But I have one that's a little bit shorter, and it like really gets to the point. Like I know, like I talked about setting the scene. Like I don't really do that with my vibrator. Like my vibrator or my wand serves a specific
person,
and it's usually to put me to sleep. So if I need to go to sleep, because I rarely masturbate for pleasure. And if I just want to get to the point, this is good, and I just put it on my
nice
clitoris,
orgasm to put you to sleep, put you to bed.
And I'm good,
so have you ever used a rose?
Crazy enough, I have not.
I would really love to know the difference because I've never used a wand.
So the wand is more like a vibrating sensation.
Microphone. Talk to the coochie.
The rose is more of a sucking sensation. So like they have some that just vibrate on it. They have some that may flick, and then the rose is more of like a suction. So it really
Okay.
depends on like what type of sensation you're going for, and they each have like different intensities. So
I haven't tried the flicking one either. Have you tried that either? No.
when it comes to toys,
Okay.
I am so basic. Like my
Okay.
good old wand has never done me wrong unless I forgot to charge it. Then I may be a little bit upset.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like all the other toys, I own them, I sell them. But I don't enjoy playing with them.
Really?
I don't.
So, what's your favorite thing about kink then?
So
What's
kink
like-
is a whole nother,
a whole different thing. You
different
don't
thing.
bring your toys to kink.
So I don't
Not really.
know. This is usually for sex and orgasms.
Okay.
Kink is different. So I actually brought a few things.
Let's
because like I
see.
told you, kink
wanna
can involve sex, but it can also involve just like other acts. Like you mentioned one thing, you like choking.
Yes.
So your hands are always with you. I mean, provided the person has hands.
You know.
The hands are always with you, so it can be used during sex, just in the moment, like you said, the
Okay,
element of
yeah.
surprise. Or you could be out with somebody else and you just do some type of breath play, and it could be incorporated with other stuff. One of my favorite ways of being kind of like choked a little bit was with this thing called a vampire glove, and it's this glove with little spikes on it. And you just kind of take, I'm experiencing spikes on me,
never
which
heard
is
of
giving me a
this.
certain type of pain, and then a little restriction for the breath play. So that would be
Okay,
kinky.
so are they
and it-
sharp or just like a
Yeah.
little poke? So they're pretty
I
sharp.
mean, sharp
Just a
enough to
little-
scratch me, and I can remember like the next day showering or sweating, and it's like, why am I sweating? It's like, oh, I have all these little scratches on me from the glove. So, though, when it comes to that, like those are totally different things.
Oh.
I like candles.
I do like
and maybe
candles.
you can experience some of
I
this.
love candles.
So this is just like a 110-degree wax, light it up, just pour it on the person. I like a candle that's a bit more stingy than this. I don't know if I brought one that's stingy, but
Stingy, so it does give like a little stingy
Mm-hmm.
sensation. That's like a, because I poured some on someone, but I've never let no one pour it
and
on
what kind
me.
of wax did you pour on somebody? Let
You
me
know
give
what?
a
That
tip.
I don't even know. We was at the strip club. I was at a review, and they let
Oh.
me pour it on them. So I don't even know what it was.
Okay. And you ain't try it first?
No, I didn't. I didn't want them to pour it on me. And every time I asked a man to do it, why would I want hot wax on me? So I ain't find the man that want the hot wax on his chest yet or on this nothing. And I don't know. I didn't know if I wanted to be burned, or does it burn, or is it more just like a sensation?
It depends.
Like a.
They're different kinds. So there's like a massage one, and you could have it and you heat it up and you just kind of massage it into the person. They usually smell pretty good.
All right.
You have one like this. Like I said, it's a soy candle, and you light it up and you feel like a slight warm sensation. There are some that get a little bit warmer and they feel kind of like hot. And I
Okay.
mean, anytime you're dealing with these activities, there is a possibility that it could burn.
Yeah,
I
it's
also
still
brought
fire.
I brought fire, and the
Fire.
fire can actually be applied to your skin. And
What?
if
Like fire? What?
Like fire,
Let me see.
fire.
Fire. I need to see this.
wait, are you ready for fire?
I don't know if I'm ready for fire. Do we need to slow down before we get to fire?
We'll make
Or
fire,
you gonna
fire the last. We'll make
Because
fire,
I'm
fire the
intrigued. I'm definitely not gonna let fire coming ahead. I'm not gonna let that one go. But we gonna see. Set me on fire in a little bit. I'm gonna let you know when I'm ready for you to set me on fire. But until then, we can go ahead and what else we be playing with?
Let's see. I brought some like impact type things. This is one of my favorites.
Really?
It's called a flogger. So it has like very heavy falls. She's very pretty. I like.
She
pretty
is
things.
very pretty. I like
And
a
so
purple
you just
royalty.
kind of like hit
whip that
you.
king.
Yeah, or
Is it
queen, whatever.
painful? Can it be painful?
It can-
'Cause
it
I
can
would-
be very painful. And
More
personally-
painful than like a whip? About the same?
This one, since it's so like heavy, it wouldn't really feel like a whip. So you'll
can't
hear it.
touch it,
Yeah,
girl.
you can touch it. It sounds very loud on impact, and you can kind of hit yourself with it if you want to.
Kind of loud on impact.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it hurts. You see? Like it sounds much
So
worse than it is.
Yeah, 'cause at first I was like, well, it's just like rah, rah, rah.
Not
I'd be
quite.
like, I might be doing after that orgasm, I'd be like, yeah, baby, you definitely deserve a cheer or something. I like this though.
So that will be be considered like study,
interesting.
so it's loud. And you brought up a whip. A whip
man
is
would
gonna be
let
very
me.
stingy.
Anybody
So
want to feel this? I don't know. Let me know. We gonna set this right here.
a whip would be kind of like stingy, like a switch. Like if you
Oh,
probably
well, I
been
didn't like
popped with, like, a
spankings like that when I was
But
little.
some people do. Like people have different types of sensations that they enjoy. So that does it for some people. And I hate
I
it
guess
before.
because my booty used to be all sore. I used to be mad at my mom and them for it. So I don't know. I mean, I like being spanked. I like it in the moment, but just walking past me and smacking my butt, it hurt. If you smack it off guard, so
So it shouldn't be done off guard. That was a really good point.
Yeah.
Usually, if you're doing stuff like this, whether it's with your partner or partners, like in a space with just y'all, or if you're at like a party or something like that, it's not anything that you're gonna be just taken off guard with. Like just going back into the community, there are things called like negotiations and like setting the scene. So we talk about all of this beforehand. We talk about what it is that you want to achieve from this. What type of sensations do you like? What are you open to? Where can I touch you? What's off limit? Do you have any triggers? Do you have any medical concerns that
What's
I
your
need to know
safe
about?
word?
What's your safe word? Because you need to know all those things, and you need to be able to effectively
Do you
communicate
stop when
all
I
those
say
things.
no, or do you think that means yes? Or go
And
harder?
that's also another thing, because for some people that's a part of the play. If I'm saying stop, that means go harder. But that's where negotiations come
Yeah.
in, and that's where if you have like a relationship with
See,
people,
you need this in relationships too. I swear we
they're all
do.
relationships.
Because then we wouldn't be having the problems. Maybe people wouldn't cheat as much, and you can sit there and know that when I'm saying stop, it don't mean stop. But when I say no, that means that was a no-no. And so I mean,
But you say
I'm
you
gonna
need it
print
in
one of those for my
relationships.
next relationship.
You need to say that in relationships. You
I
need
really
to tell the people.
I really do. I feel like there's so much that I want to get to experience and do things. So you have any more toys?
I did. I brought
What else
some
you got?
different. I brought some electricity.
What you mean?
Yeah. it's-
Like,
Yeah, like yeah.
no, I watched somebody tase somebody before,
Not
but
quite taser like, but this is one. It's kind of big, so it's gonna be.
yeah, let's get you some room.
It's my little electro wand.
I'm already liking the little Inspector Gadget case.
I love my case,
Ooh,
and it's
my.
different little things to it. So, so this is the wand, and we'll probably get
that
to play
look
with it
like
later.
Wolverine.
Oh, so these are my claws. I just never took them out of this thing. This is another type of sensation thing. Like you just kind of rub them just like that, rub them along
And
your
I
body.
do like the nails.
do it
That
hard
do
or
feel
soft.
really good.
Yes.
Yes.
And just the electricity is like different little things that can go with it. Have a
What?
bulb, some other cute little
Oh, my
things.
goodness.
I can actually attach this to me, and then I could play with something like this, like metal, and then the electricity goes through this onto you. Or I
Wait,
could attach
what?
it to me
Wait,
and
you-
just touch you.
So you attach this
Part to here, and then
Oh
I
my
put it on me,
goodness.
and then I become conductive, so I can touch you, and you feel the electricity. So if you're up to it,
I
you can
am
definitely.
so intrigued and interested. I am. We might have to do a quick little, put it on the low voltage. And
I always start out with the low voltage.
Yes, we might have to do a little. That might be my jump start that I need for the nights.
Well, then I will
You know,
jumpstart you.
we gonna write about that one. We were right. Electricity. God, I've never heard of that.
It's all kind of things in kink, and the funny thing about kink is anything that you're into and it turns you on or it does it for you, then you try it, you do it in a safe space. And if you don't like it, like, don't try it again. And if you see other people doing it, like if you're in a space like that and you're not into it, then you don't need to say anything about it. We call it yucking somebody's yum. Like, you never want to yuck anybody's yum. If you're not into
I
it,
like
that's
that.
fine. Just keep it moving. So
Don't yuck my yum.
don't yuck her yum.
Don't yuck my yum. That
And
is
don't
not
let anybody
nice.
yuck your yum either.
Yes, I like that. So your favorite thing when you actually go to kink parties or sex clubs or either one is to do what? Because I already did read about you like biting.
I do like being bitten, but not just by anybody. So usually something that's safe for me at like a play party is impact. So I will have maybe a flogger, or they may have a paddle, and they may just flog me with it. And I, for some reason, enjoy bruises the next day. So maybe
you
the harder I'm hit,
battle scars.
yeah,
you
I do.
want your battle
I
scars.
like passing by the mirror
okay.
and seeing my ass.
And be
black
like,
and
I
blue.
had a time last
We
night.
had time last night. Yes, I
Yes.
enjoy that. So impact is usually something really safe for me. Sometimes bondage, like I was tied up just because I think it's very pretty. So wax, I'll do that sometime. But if I'm with somebody I trust and like personal, then yeah, like biting could be like slapping, hair pulling, like those things I will
Ooh,
do.
you be slapped too, girl. Oh, so we get all into
A nice
it,
slap, a
everything.
nice
Let's
choke,
get
like all that
into it.
is really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I'm probably with a partner, like I wouldn't mind them using their hand. But
so what do you
if
think
I'm at
your
a party,
favorite thing about like, what's your go-to at a party? Your
Impact.
favorite thing? Any kind of.
actually I watch a lot, and not because it turns me on, but I also like learning. But impact.
So
My go-to is
sometimes you
Impact.
just be what you say, a voyager,
a voyeur.
a voyeur, a voyeur
And just
watches.
talking to like-minded people. Like
Okay.
it's just a really cool environment. But yeah,
I
impact
sit
is
there.
definitely
You
my
gotta
go-to.
imagine that everybody really just has a relaxed kind of open vibe, inviting. Have you ever had anybody that was, or seen anybody as a problem, or, you go to clubs all the time and there's someone with a problem, or.
They have, okay, so I will say, I think like the swingers clubs try and put certain stuff into play. So like, for example, on like a Saturday night, there may be no single males admitted. And I see where it can be a problem, because if you're letting these single males come in, they're paying like over $100 to get in. The later in the night it gets, so around 2 or earlier in the morning, so around 2 o'clock, clubs getting ready to close, they may be feeling like I've spent $100 some. I need to be getting some action. So sometimes they will get like a little bit more aggressive, but it's not tolerated in those spaces.
Yeah.
Like they will end that immediately. Sometimes at parties, if people aren't really used to the culture, they may be kind of touchy. They may be a little bit more aggressive, but usually in spaces, that's not tolerated either. So I've seen it before, but I haven't really experienced it like to a great deal. Like those people are kind of just few and far.
Yeah, it's not as regular.
No.
Everybody's kind of grown and mature and know what they want, and they
Yeah.
came for a reason, and we ain't come for that.
Right.
Right. Okay, so
So tickled.
I really am. This is just so intriguing. It really is. Like, I really love it. I'm very interested in getting more knowledge on it and things like that and stuff. So, it's just like, wow. It really is. It's mind-boggling thinking about a lot of it and stuff. So, one of the things I was thinking about is, when you go to these clubs and things like that, are you there for a long time? Is it something more of a, like, do you take a while to get in your vibe, or, how am I gonna perceive it when I walk in? Is it gonna be relaxing? Do they vet people for STDs, sexually? Because there's a lot of sex going on, or there can be sex going on. So
Usually at clubs, you pay a membership, and the vetting process even isn't like, unless it's like a super exclusive like private club, which I'm not a part of any of those.
Okay.
But it's usually just like you pay the membership and you're able to come in. Like I don't think they do any background checks as long as you have your ID, and it's up to you. Like even at kink parties, some people ask that you know your status. Some people have like little bands if you've been tested like recently to show like what your status is. But I know most times they just ask that you be responsible for yourself. You know your status, and don't get caught up in the moment and just thinking like, okay, its own. You know,
Yeah.
ask that person. Don't get caught up in the moment. Ask them if they know their status. Ask for paperwork.
Communication.
And communication is huge. And if they don't have it, and if you decide to, go on, because I'm not about to sit up here and act like you're going to always be asking people for papers.
Yes.
But understand that there are consequences to that, and you are responsible for your own safety ultimately.
Okay, so when I go to like Colette's or somewhere similar, I still have to join before I could be just like a visitor, or
yeah, they'll have a membership. I think it's just another way to make money, of course. And I think they last for like maybe 3 years. They say if you visit then you don't have to do it. And it's like $100-some.
That's
and
good for 3
oftentimes
years.
for women, it's only like $20 to get in, but for males, it may be like $100. And if you're like a couple, it's like a little bit over 100. If you're a throuple, it's something like over 100 or whatever. So yeah, that's it.
Do you see a lot of more men, single women, or couples, or
it's usually couples because, like I said, they put stuff in place,
Wow.
and it may not be true couples, but it may be
but they
people
come
who
with
came
someone
in together. Yeah.
And what about with the kink parties that you go to? Are those, you ever see a lot of couples, or does people come more of individuals?
It's a good mix. Like sometimes you'll have your couples, and oftentimes those couples are what they would consider to be full swap. So they don't mind like the husband being with somebody else, the wife being with somebody else, them playing together. But a lot of times they'll just say, hey, if you're interested in us, come and talk to us, and then we'll decide where to go from there. And communication is another huge part. When couples come into those spaces, they've usually set their boundaries beforehand. So it's not like when you're approached or something like that,
you're not
just
mad,
totally
that's my woman, or that's my man. Y'all don't have those problems because you're vetted, you're communicating, you're doing all that.
And then you'll have your singles, and then you have your people who are drawn to different things. So you may have some impact going on and no sex at all. You may have wax play going on. You may have some knife play going on. Like anything
knife play.
Yeah, knife play. It's like so many different.
Oh my
so many different
goodness!
things. And these are just the basics.
Like I don't know if I'm be able to walk around without like my. Hopefully nobody thinks I'm saying I want something stuck in my mouth, because my jaw gonna be dropped the whole time and be like. And I don't know, is that a sign? Does that mean I want something in my mouth?
No, it does not.
Okay.
There is no, we talk about consent a lot, and so there is no sign other than a very enthusiastic yes that you want something to happen to you. So you could be walking around with your mouth out, you could be doing whatever, you could be walking around completely naked. That does not give anybody permission to do anything to you.
No, I didn't say go. So no.
And then no, and that's just it. Like there's no negotiation after that. No is a complete statement. There's no need to explain anything else.
Love it.
That's it.
Love it. Everything should be so simple.
It should be.
It should be so simple.
See, that's why you got to go over to the kink world, because we understand that. in the regular world, people don't understand it.
Yes, because someone told me something about like, you go to a kink party, I'll sit there. I think someone told me something like a red light comes on, and that means go or something.
Each one is probably different. Like everybody has their own little thing going on. Like I remember historically, I've always heard of key parties. Some people may play around with that little idea now. I've gone to some where you start off with education and then you go into the play. There have been some that it was just like a party the whole time. So it just depends on the person's vibe or the organization's vibe as to how the party will flow.
Right. Okay. So that really ain't. Baby, I'm telling you, I'm liking this.
But
I'm
it is a
very
whole new
intrigued
world.
by this.
It's a whole
It is
new
a
world.
whole new world. It's a whole new world out there in outer space in another universe. But it is very intriguing. Very intriguing. I am very intrigued by it.
You should do a tasting with me.
I am very, very interested. Very interested. So I see this shirt you're wearing as well. A fucking family.
A fucking family.
A fucking family. Explain your shirt.
So in my community, we consider, I'm big on like community. So we consider ourselves to be a family, but
yes.
people in the family just happen to fuck. So that's how we came up with a fucking family.
I love it.
And when we get together sometimes for events, we may all wear this shirt. Just, like if you go to a family reunion.
Y'all have a shirt. Yes,
that's
I
all
love it. I'm definitely going to have to purchase it. Now, I see online you do sell some of your items. So you sell this?
This
Or
is
is it just exclusively
this
for
one
the
is
family?
like exclusively for like
Okay.
people who are a part of the membership.
So get in, y'all.
So I do have some like general shirts. I think they just say like "Take Flight with Doc Phoenix," and that's just my general branding. I didn't wear that tonight. Of
Yes.
course, I decided to wear this one. So that's just like a generally branded shirt. I do sell experiences. So for people who are very curious about this thing and they've never been to a play party, or they may not want to go to a play party, but they want to experience things by themselves.
Yes.
Like, we could sit down, discuss like what they want to do the
Okay,
whole
so you could
vetting
just
and
come
negotiation.
I could bring my man. You could just
I would
put
bring
us
all
a
of
little
these
experience.
things. Yeah, have y'all interact with each other.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Talk
Okay.
it out.
And then just fill out what we like, what we want.
Yes.
Because I know I'm already going on your website and I'm gonna get me the little
Blindfold.
Yes, I love those. And I was like, I want to use those. I have handcuffs I've never used. So, like, I'm interested in the...
You are interested in everything.
I
What are you waiting on?
I've just been, I don't know, maybe secluded to this box that I'm just being able to kind of...
Okay,
I got
open
a
the fucking
foot
box and
out,
hop
I
out.
know. Fuck
Like,
that
just
box.
do it. Yes.
Fuck that box. I'm ready to come out
Like,
that
stomp
box.
on
I'm
it.
ready to sit there.
Get
That's
rid
why
of
I'm
it.
step out there and see what it is, smash it and recycle it.
Yes.
I'm sit there. I'm step out there. Cause I tell you, baby, I do have some things. I have a remote control toy. Like I love toys, and I've been dying to use. I haven't used it yet. I'm supposed to put it in me and give the remote to my man, and you just supposed to.
So are
play.
you in a relationship?
I'm not anymore.
Okay.
So
you need
know,
somebody that's safe to do these
yes,
things with. Okay.
and to be honest, I'm even with someone I'm dating, like literally, I don't even want to. I'm going just him to know that one day I'm gonna see you in the club. I'm just gonna walk up to you, and I'm just gonna slide this in your hand. Like I love role play, and I love all that. So I just want to give him the little remote control, and so. Yeah,
You have a plan.
Yeah.
Do you have all these things written down, or it's just in your head?
Some of them are written down. I write a little poetry. Some of them are written down. Some of it get a little, some of it's just out there. And some of it I'm just speaking on now, I like, baby, keep telling everybody, it's going to say everybody, that one little toy you have online, the, what's it called? The unicorn premium
It's a
sex.
little flicking.
The man in the box. That's what I think it is. The premium sex machine.
Oh, yes.
Have you tried that?
No. I don't like a fake phallus. Like, I don't even like dildos. So if I want dick, like, I want dick.
That's true. I have dildos. I don't use them.
I don't.
They don't do it for me. Like they're to me, even a dildo is harder than an actual dick. I just feel like dick has this hard, soft yumminess to it.
And it's attached
even
to
the
the thing I
tip.
want.
Like I love the tip. I love a certain
I want the
size tip.
intimacy. I want the
Yes,
person attached
and
to it.
yes.
So dildos don't do it for me. So no.
But I was sitting there thinking, if any of these ladies, they be giving their man their income taxes and all that stuff. They need to go ahead and get a sex machine for just half their income taxes, and they don't have to worry about
Less
that
stress.
and get pleased and still be able to go get their new car, and they ain't got to worry about their man saying, I'm going to give it back to you. Which y'all don't get it back. Y'all be fighting. Y'all don't get no orgasm. Now y'all broke, horny, all that. So I said, baby, I'm going to put this on some people's Christmas list.
I would be happy to sell it to them for sure.
You really should do like I'm dead serious. It should be like a income tax sale. You'd be surprised how many people might buy. I'm also the little wand
Oh yeah,
that goes around the neck. I've never seen that before.
I think I have one
or
in my car. They're cute too. And
I
it's
want to
quite
know
powerful.
And it's just
It's a vibrator.
It's just a little mini vibrator.
It's a necklace, so you can wear it. Like sometimes I wear it to
I
work.
think it's so cute.
It is
I would
cute.
love to wear it and nobody know what it is.
It's one of those
and
things
it
if
just
you know,
sit
you know.
Here. It is. I've never seen one
and
before.
you can take it off, and if you go to the bathroom,
I said I'm gonna buy me a
car,
silver one and a gold one, and I'm just gonna wear it every time I have my, girls out, and
It's just
and
cute.
It's
cute.
Yes, and I was just like, but it's so small. And now that you say that it's strong, though, okay.
It'll get the job
so
done.
it will get the job done. Okay, so vibrator, you like vibrators. You're not big into the thing. I'm definitely gonna have to get into this wand.
They feel great.
Definitely.
They feel great.
Oh, I'm loving it, and it gets
So
the
do
job
you like a
done.
vibrating sensation?
I
Because I know you
do.
talk about your bros, but you say it's
I
not
do.
doing it for you anymore.
Yes, which is crazy. You know, I'm starting to go up higher. Like at first, I wasn't going past 2, but now I'm hitting that 3. I'm hitting that 3 a little quicker than I was.
Okay.
And sometimes I even go to that 4. That 4, because it's different. It gives like a complete. I was like, oh, nobody even do it like that. What made them put this mode on here? Because it has a couple of different modes. The tapping, and then it goes faster, or just a little vibrate. Like it got some different stuff, and I was like, it's different. So the different ones, and I think that might be what you said. Either I'm in my head, or my body is asking for something I wasn't giving it.
I think if you already admitted to being in your head, and that's huge. Like you will literally block your orgasms. So just clear your mind, set the scene, just be into it. Just
That's
like
what I
you would
gotta
be
do
with
to go
somebody
to my
else.
kink party and my sex club too.
Yes.
Clear my mind, take my shot, have my little girl ready, and take me and my Tucci and have a good time.
Not the Tucci.
So I'm definitely gonna be excited. So you say you're going soon. You think you're gonna go?
I'm
Other
going
than
very
that,
soon.
you have anything else coming up or?
What do we have coming up? Yes, a few sexpeditions. There's actually a nudist place in Louisiana. It's Indian Hill, so we'll be visiting.
Louisiana?
Like it's not far from here, like in Slidell. Visiting
That's not
there.
far at all.
No,
Like a nudist colony, or
kind of like a little resort.
Oh, okay.
They're all over the place, but that's one that's
Really?
close to us. To the swingers club, that'll be another thing, and I have a few parties on the lineup.
On the
that I'll be
horizon, on the
attending.
lineup. Okay,
Yes.
a few parties you will be attending. How does one come to find out about a party?
I would say I try and keep in touch with people who are within the community and hosting parties because I'm big on building those relationships. So follow me and
So definitely, we make sure we follow you. Yes.
and people who if you're listening and you host, like I would love to be able to make connections and just like fostering those relationships because before I let people know, who trust me with my opinion, like I like to go and visit the space to see if I thought it to be safe
So
or
you can
whatever.
give your honest opinion of how you felt, how they were working their environment and all this and everything.
Yes.
That is great. So you really be like docking, putting your little doctor on everything
I
and
am
being
serious about
educational
this.
about
Yes,
it.
yes.
It's not just out here, I'm a little nasty little freak, that's my little thing, and you gonna get all that. No, baby.
No,
It's gonna be
no.
an educational orgasm.
I do take it very
Yes,
serious.
I
Now, I
love
mean,
that.
I ain't in there like teaching while I'm fucking or nothing
I mean,
like that.
obviously not.
But
That's your
before we-
moment. We ain't finna share our moments.
Before
We
get
ain't
to the
blocking our
point-
orgasms.
We ain't blocking no orgasms. But before we get to that point, like I make sure it's somebody I feel comfortable with, I feel safe. We've established a certain relationship. We are all about each other's pleasure. We understand how our bodies work. So that's all of the stuff that
I
goes
hope
into
everybody's
the
listening
science
to
of
this
it.
because all this does not just apply to kink and being freaky. We need to be asking each other these questions so we can have everyday sex.
I need to feel safe.
Ah,
I need to know that my pleasure is your priority. That person should feel like their pleasure is my priority as well. So
yes, that is what's great. So you have a couple kink parties coming up. We have the sex resort.
yeah, the nudist.
The nudist
no,
resort.
They don't, so sometimes
Nudist
people
resort.
who do like nudity, even though some of those people run in the same circles, they keep sex very separate.
Oh,
So they are
okay.
more just like a nudist type thing. So you have your overlap of swingers and kinksters who attend, but ain't no sex in nude places. And then you have your places where it's sex, and you have your places where it's kink, and you have places where all it is combined. So it's different little sectors.
Yes. So other than everybody, I'm trying to make sure everybody come follow Doc Phoenix. But just in case they're not following you, how would the average person go ahead and find out about something like this?
Google is
Just
your friend.
Google?
Yeah, like that's how I find places. There's a thing. It's FetLife. So it's like social media for people who are interested in kink. And that's how I found out about places in New Orleans, because it's all kind of stuff going on around you, and even in the smallest of cities, like there may be something close, and you could search close, like a so many mile radius, and just find out things in your community, your city or state, and visit them. Go to conventions.
Google is your friend.
Google is your friend.
Google is your friend. Can be your friend to lead you to other friends.
Correct.
See,
exactly.
look at my new friend. My new friend's gonna take me to meet some new friends.
There you go.
Look how the network works. So, Miss Doc Phoenix, we go ahead and to let everybody know how they can get in contact with you.
All right, so I am on Instagram. I would say that's where I'm most active.
You're mostly at
Doc Phoenix 7. That's DOCPHOENIX and the number 7. I'm also on TikTok, which I never post over there, but I'm on there.
Okay.
Facebook, same handle, Doc Phoenix 7. And my website that you've mentioned several times is www.coachingwithdocphoenix.com. And for people who are interested in just exploring, and like I said, they may not want to go to a club or a party yet. They just may want to see what they're into. They could contact me for like sessions or tastings, and we can talk about those things.
And you're also finna get more into doing your YouTube.
Yes, I recently just because I'm really trying to get better with posting stuff. Because if I'm saying I'm a sexologist and I'm an educator, what purpose does it do for me to keep it all to myself? So just being more active with posting. I've recorded some things in my bed. That's what I call them. I call them pleasure prescriptions. And I invite people to come to my bed, and we do what we just did. We talk. We talk about different topics, like you talked about the butt stuff, just whatever it is that the people are into. And most recently, I just did two that, of course, haven't aired yet. Grief. We talked about grief, and people may say, "What does grief have to do with sex?"
A lot.
Well, everything is mentally. So if you are grieving the loss of a partner or a person or a family member or a job or whatever, like you may not understand why your body's not working like it used to before you had that stressor. So just talking about how grief can affect you in intimacy, and just talking more about like healing. And I have different people coming on just to talk, because I can't know everything.
I love that. You can't know everything, but all this education is so we can stop blocking our orgasms.
We don't want to let that's
we
the
don't
theme
want
of
to
tonight.
do that.
No.
That is the main.
There's healing that needs to be
there's
done.
healing that needs to be done so orgasms can be had.
Correct.
Yes. Well, I am so glad for you to come on here.
Thank you for
I would
having me.
love to have you back. I am very, very interested. Please keep in touch with me about some of these up and comings. So we can see each other and
We shall
educate
do
each
that.
other outside of the network.
We shall
So
do that.
I would very, very much love that. So thank you so much for coming. This was a pleasure, very intriguing, and I'm
enjoyed it.
very
Thank you.
interested in the end of my nights. I'm very interested.
We're going to have to take it to the
Yes,
street.
we're gonna we
gonna do
are
a sex
definitely gonna
edition.
take it to the streets.
A sex
expedition on its way. Definitely, I'm ready. I'm willing. Get my T-shirt. I see you with your bag. I'm with my little bag. I'm ready to go.
bag.
I'm ready to go. All I need is my Sexpedition bag, my little blindfold, and my heels. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
That's the plan.
I'm ready to go. So that's a plan, you guys. So thank you guys so much for coming through to me again. I mean, we could go on and on and on. I really think we just was really scratching the surface here, because there is so much. I have so many more questions. And I'm so intrigued. So this is great for me, especially being Libra season and everything. And us Libras like to, be intimate and freakish, and we have our little great side. So happy birthday to me. Thank you, and I appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming through, and I'll see you guys soon.
You're welcome. Thanks for having
you.
me. Bye-bye.